Simple, reliable, and holds up through real life is everything I look for in a natural Afro hair routine. Hello, my name is Ikunda and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm an OBGYN resident living in Vancouver. I'm busy, but I always carve out one evening a week to take care of my hair. In this video, I'm showing you my full wash day, braid out, and how I maintain my hair throughout a full week. From hospital shifts to wedding guests. I didn't just film this for the video, I always bring out all my products and lay them out for wash day. So the most important part of wash day is using water. So this is my spray bottle with warm water. I'm taking down my hair from the previous week and just feeling it out, getting a sense of how my hair is doing. It's actually, soft and detangled and ready to go. So I go right in, start spraying my hair, really using lots of water. I grabbed a towel, really just spraying down my hair. The biggest mistake that I see people make, and that is a huge red flag for me when I go to a salon, is detangling your hair when it's dry. Our hair does so much better when it is when it's detangled in a wet state. And I always do this step. It's critical. If your hair is not super tangly, my hair honestly isn't super tangly. I could go directly in the shower, but as a newbie, I just want to baby my hair and take my time with the detangling step so that wash day when I get in the shower is really smooth. You can see how much water I'm using. It's a lot. Then I go in with my pre-poo. I'm using the African Pride Aloe and Coconut Water Detangle and Condition Pre-Shampoo Treatment. You could easily replace this with something else that's similar, or even just homemade flaxseed gel. I did make a video discussing my hair routine and going through the products that I use and also my hair journey, and I will link that here and in the description box for those that are interested. So I work this through my hair. I add even more water and just try to work on detangling my hair from ends to roots. And I only use my fingers. I don't use any brushes during this process. And that's just what works for me. I just find that I'm gentler with my hair and my hands are just gentler than any brush or comb. But I know people like the Tangle Teaser and wide tooth combs. I do own those, but I honestly don't really use them ever. Once my hair was all ready to go, detangled, that's when I hop in the shower, and I will not be showing this step. Actually, in alternating weeks, I use different things. So one week I'll do a hydrating shampoo. So the Garnier Curls Nourish shampoo and the Sacred Hydrating shampoo following this. I also, in the shower, use the Sacred Hydrating Washout Conditioner. After I wash that all out, of course, I go in with my deep conditioner, and my favorite deep conditioner is the TGIN Honey Miracle Hair Mask. I've tried a few different hair masks, and this is by far my favorite and the one that I think is the most effective for me, so I definitely recommend trying it. It's also very easy to get where I live, which is an important part of being a Black girl in a city that is not predominantly Black people. And then I cover my hair with a plastic cap, and then I always deep condition underneath my heated dryer. And this is one of my investment purchases. Honestly, it wasn't that expensive. I think it was $100 or so, and it's definitely worth it. I get so much time back from this. I can read like I did during this wash day. I can work on things. I can study. I can scroll if I want, which I often end up doing. But it's just a great way to get benefits with your hair in so many ways, but also be able to relax. Once I wash it out, it feels really soft. And then I go in with my deep conditioner. I use this Design Essentials one that I think is really great. This is probably a step of my routine that I'm the least picky about because I feel like my hair is quite moisturized after my deep condition. So honestly, just use anything that works for you. It doesn't weigh your hair down. Then I go in with heat protectant. I use this one from Miel. Again, I'm not super picky. I do want to try the pattern one though. I've heard good things about it. And then I sit under the dryer to help get my hair a bit drier, which makes my next step easier. And I actually use the Rev-Air. This is definitely a splurge. You could replace this with a blow dryer and just be really mindful of the heat setting and the tension you use on your hair. But what I love about the Rev-Air is that it does a really good job of stretching your hair very effectively, but with very, as minimal heat as you can. And I really don't want to have heat damage. And I find that using this on a bi-weekly, even weekly basis, my hair is still, kept itself in its really shrunken state, which I really like. It's expensive, but it's so useful and I use it so often that the cost per use is definitely very low with this thing. During this step, I section off my hair to make it easier to work through. I find when my hair is sectioned off, it just feels a bit less like a huge ordeal or a huge task, and it honestly makes things move pretty quickly. And after I section my hair off, I work section by section and I apply the Sacred Moisture Seal Lotion and I blow dry the section of hair. And then I use the TGIN Twist and Define cream. I'll apply that to the hair and then I'll braid each section. I love both of these products. I find the Sacred Moisture Seal does a great job of keeping your hair soft and moisturized all week. And the TGIN Twist and Define cream really helps to keep my braid outs defined. And again, I just love TGIN. And so I'd say definitely if you have products from one brand that you like, maybe try other things in their line and you might find other things that work for you. Usually I will just twist the bottom of the braid to seal it because my hair is curly, so it'll just kind of seal off the braid. But this time I decided to try using flexi rods because I thought maybe it would add a bit more body, a bit more fluffiness. I don't know if I would do this again in hindsight, but I wanted to run the video regardless and just show you that you can try new things with your hair. And even if it doesn't come out exactly how you want it or exactly how you usually have it, you can still really enjoy it and make the most of it. So I continued and worked through each section. And then I sat under the dryer for another 30 minutes or so just to help set things. And then I just put on my bonnet and I sleep like that. In the morning, I used jojoba oil and I unrolled my flexi rods in the opposite direction and I unbraided all the braids. And whenever you first take your braids out, it's going to be at its peak definition. And so you want to be really mindful when you're fluffing it out. And so I did some fluffing. I was going to a wedding during this weekend. And so I did want my hair to look pretty good. And I did unbraid my hair on the day of the wedding. And I know for me at least, day 2 and day 3 hair tend to be better and a good mix of definition and volume compared to day 1 hair. And so I did a bit more fluffing than I usually would do because I was going to an event later that day. And when I finish fluffing in the bathroom right after I've taken my hair out, it always looks a little bit funny. But when you give your hair some time to interact with the environment, with the air, with the moisture, humidity, I find that my hair really just fluffs up nicely and just kind of settles. And I did touch up some areas using a bit of water and gel in areas that had less definition because I was going to an event, but otherwise I did run the braid out as it came out. And I went to the wedding and it was beautiful. I have been going to many weddings this summer and the fro will be making an appearance at the majority of them, so that's always fun. And the day after the wedding, of course, I was very tired, and so I really just rocked a puff. And so this is what works for me. This isn't too much for me. Everyone's different. So for me, when I want to really maintain the definition of my hair, I will rebraid just the front pieces of my hair because that's obviously what people are really going to see. And then I'll do the banding method on the back half of my hair. And the banding method is basically just when you do little buns or little ponytails all around your head. And then that helps to just set the curls and set the style in place. And not disrupt it too much. And if you didn't want to do the braids in the front because you didn't feel like it, you definitely could do the banding method the whole way around. I just find the braids really don't take very long and they are a nice way to keep the style a little bit longer. And then I cover my hair with my bonnet as usual. And then the next day I was going to work, but I had an operating day and so I was going to be in a scrub cap all day, but I did have plans after work. So I just put my scarf on because my scrub cap is cotton, and then I'll put my scrub cap over top and go to work. And when I got home from work, I just took down the braids and the banding method buns the same way I did the first day using jojoba oil, and again just fluffing things out a little bit and then giving it some time to settle. And these were the final results for that day. And I went and had a really nice patio, hang out with friends. So the next day after this, I was going to be on call, so working the night. And so I didn't really see a point in styling my hair because I knew I would want it out of my face and not in its big fro state. And so I didn't really do much. I just did the banding method a few times in case I did want to wear it out later in the week. And so my puff would look good, and I just did a puff the next day, and it was really simple and easy, and a puff is definitely one of my go-to styles. I love it. And this is me at work. And thankfully it wasn't too busy of a shift, so the next day I was able to go downtown and get some other things done. And I just wore my hair in a puff that day as well. I bopped around town, ended up at the beach, and I honestly just wore my hair in a puff for the rest of the week. It's super hot right now. It's July, and it's just one of the easiest ways to style my hair. And like I said, I love the way my hair looks when it's up, and I feel like I can do anything I want to do in a puff. And then the end of the week came, and it was time for wash day again. This wash day was special because I was planning on getting braids after this. Let me know if you're interested in seeing how I maintain my hair with braids in, and don't just ignore my hair for 6 weeks. But that is everything. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know if you have any questions. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, definitely subscribe, because I'll be making plenty of more videos like this. Definitely a video about how I maintain a wash and go coming up. All right. Thank you for watching. Bye.